Imagine you are walking to your house after a long day of work, and suddenly you think, maybe I can call my friend to play something in the afternoon. Maybe he's available to play today. You are calling him, and he responds, yes, man, I can play with you, but what do you want to play? And well, the first option you think is like, maybe we can play Fortnite because that is the most popular now. But he says, nah, yesterday I was playing and that wasn't so good. Well, what do you think about Minecraft? Mm, I had too much time playing that game. I want something different. Mm, what about GTA 5? Oh, wow, man. What are you talking about? I'm waiting for GTA 6. And I'm boring about GTA 5. Okay, okay. Call of Duty? That game is really good, but I think we can play something different. Stop! What would happen if I tell you all this calling was happening on 2017? Almost 10 years ago. Yeah, you already hear it. Almost 10 years ago. Because that probably can happen today because we are still playing all the same games multiplayer than maybe 10 years ago. So the question is, why we are still in these games and why the industry doesn't advance to a new game? Because if you know, before, a game with more than 5 years probably will be dead if that was a multiplayer game, because single players you can play them whenever you want, but multiplayers you need the service, the the players to play with them, and a lot of friends that are still playing the game. But now it's different. Those games have many years in the market, and we are still playing. So, no more introduction. Let me go to discover why we're still playing the same games. The first thing we have to know is these games are the most played because most of the players are young players that started to play video games with these games, because you already know. But for example, if you were a person that born on the 90s, in 10 years you probably will be playing in SNES, Super Nintendo, Super SNES, and also Nintendo 64. So this is like three generations of consoles in maybe 10 years of your life. But now it's very different because, for example, most of these games I already mentioned it, they were created for PS4 or even before for PS3. But now they are still playing the same on PS5 because most of these people are playing this because this is the only thing that they know. Because normally in before, you share opinions, you share with your friends, and they have different type of games like survival horror, maybe platforming games, or very different kind of games. But now most of the young players, they still playing the same, and it's really sad for them because imagine like you are playing during 10 years and the only thing you are playing is Fortnite or Minecraft. That is really sad because you are not enjoying many different games, and probably you are losing a lot of stuff, fun, a lot of uh, interesting games, because this is the only thing you know, and probably you are not going to change. That's something very important. IGN published this list of the top 5 most played games in the last 2025, and for surprise of no one, the same 5 games of 2024 were the same 5 games that was the most played games on 2025. And I also want to add, these are the same games of 2023, and I also think 2022. So that's really sad because there are not a space for a new multiplayer game that can take the throne of these games. They they are the most popular and people doesn't want to change, and that's something really weird because normally the industry was changing every time and we got better games, but now it's like the people only want to play the same games of service, and that's the reason many games of service are crashing every time because they don't have a space in this family. We already have the five big fishes in the ocean, and they are not going to leave a space for anyone else. That's something that companies have to learn in this time. One of the biggest launches of 2025 was Battlefield 6, and this was a really successful game and got a lot of audience and players, but even with that, it wasn't available to get in the top of 5 most played games on 2025. So that is really sad because I really like this game. After the release, I feel that wow, finally on the 9th generation of console, we got a new multiplayer game that was not played on the 8th generation, because you know, like Fortnite, Minecraft and all those games, you can play those games on PS4 or Xbox One, but Battlefield 6 was a completely new game for this generation of console. I know, this is the same franchise that we already have in PS4 and all the other console, but really was a refresh new start with a different game because I really was boring after playing the same thing with my friends all the time. So this was a really good game, but even with that, it was not possible to get in the top 5 most played games, and it's really sad because I think it deserved, but that was not possible. So it's pretty hard to get in this top, and companies, they have to know if they want to be in that position, they have to punch with everything they have. The last thing I want to comment with you, and the last reason I think, is because the consoles, they don't want to advance, they want to stay with the same games, and that's the reason this 9th generation of consoles feel like the 8th generation of consoles, but even worse, because the companies doesn't want to advance to the future. They want one game and they want to update that game during long time, and we're still playing that and spend money and on microtransactions and many other stuff. So in my opinion, that is very bored, because one of the most important thing when you buy a new console is what kind of new games I'm going to play in this thing. But now that is not like that, and it's a really shame for us. We are still in the same games, and we didn't advance to the future and try many different things and many new things. Okay, so I want to know something very important. What do you think is going to be the game that is going to enter in these five games that are the most popular game multiplayer games? Let me know your opinion. I don't think so. This is going to change in the future years because we already have more than a decade with these games, and I think we will still play these games because they are the most popular, and the people doesn't want a new game because I'm looking that from very long time ago. But let me know your opinion. And a better question, what will be from these 5 games the game that probably not will be very relevant in the future? Maybe it's going to lose the players, the audience. So let me know that also. And please leave your like. Thank you for the support. Subscribe and let your comment below me. See you in the next video. Bye bye.